Be peaceful and lawful, first of all, and engage. I mean, that's my advice. I believe strongly that fundamental freedoms should be protected. The freedom of assembly, freedom of expression, and here in Hong Kong that would be in line with the joint declaration. But also protests should be peaceful. It should be democratic. It should be positive. That was the experience in Scotland. We had and I should also say, you can't draw direct parallels between what happened in Scotland and the situation here in Hong Kong. But in Scotland, we, I think, have something to, and I say this very humbly, I think we've got something to, be proud of in terms of what it says to the world about a peaceful process, about a democratic choice that we had to make. And everybody that took part in that, with one or two minor exceptions on both sides, embraced that as a really, really positive experience. And young people were at the forefront of it. We got a lot of flack early on when we extended the vote to 16 and 17-year-olds, and a lot of people thought we were doing it out of self-interest or whatever. But now everybody accepts that was absolutely the right thing to do, because young people, when given the responsibility, rose to the occasion. And it's left a legacy, because young people, I suspect now for a generation or more, I think will be more engaged in politics and public life as a result of being given that responsibility. Human rights and the rule of law are guiding principles of our engagement with China. I made a speech on women's rights, which was in the context of wider human rights. When I met, I was able to hand that speech over and share the contents of that speech with the State Councillor. So I'm not going to get into details of what we discussed in a private meeting, but these issues will always be a part of how we engage with China. In terms of the rule of law, it's one of the great attributes that Hong Kong has here in terms of its economic success, and as well as other things. So these things are of fundamental importance. I don't, whether it's on independence or other issues, I don't think it's helpful or productive for any politician to seek to lecture other countries on how they do their business. But there's no doubt about the values that underpin our engagement with China.